Hey guys, it's Kyle here. Today I wanted to talk to you about, well actually I should start that over. Hey guys, it's Kyle here. Today I wanted to talk to you about the Avengers movie. I know it came out probably, I don't know when it came out actually, maybe a month ago, something like that. I actually wanted to wait until all the reviews came out about the movie, what people thought. I'm actually really surprised that a lot of people haven't talked more on this one subject in particular that I caught on, but no one else really seems to be talking about it. And I think it's very important. It definitely needs to be addressed. First of all, I do want to say that I think that the movie trilogy for the Avengers was really well done. I don't have anything against it, but the purpose of the video is that I really think that they did one of the main characters that is in the movie. They did them pretty big injustice. I think that they could have done a lot more with the character, and I really wish that they had, just on the information that they tried to cover for the character previously. Anyway, the character that I want to talk about is the Hulk. He had I think 2 solo movies. And they brought him back. But anyway, with the Avengers, so I'm going to talk about that. But they brought the character and they pretty much depicted him in such a way where he was extremely over aggressive. It was clear that that's the type of Hulk that they were going for, because if you're a fan of the character and you know a little bit about him, then you'll understand that the Hulk has many different personalities, many different facets to him. But anyway, so they focused on the really hyper-aggressive, beat you to a pulp, whatever, and that was really cool. That was really well done. Them, in that sense, really portrayed and really displayed just a small amount of what the Hulk can actually bring to the table, which was like, oh wow, this is really cool. This is exciting. This is something to actually look forward to. And they announced Avengers 2, and I was really looking forward to that. Hulk's role was a little bit smaller than before. I mean, coming from a fan of the character, I have to wait like 3 years every Avengers movie to come out. It kind of sucks, but whatever. Then, when Infinity War came out, the movie started out with Hulk actually fighting Thanos, which was awesome, because we were like, oh wow, what's gonna happen here? And then Thanos kicks the crap out of Hulk, and we don't see the Hulk again for the rest of the movie. Now, I don't know, well, I do know why they did that. For the same time, the Hulk is like one of the main Avengers that you have working with. And I know you really wanted, because let's face it, let's be brutally honest, in the first Avengers movie, the Hulk stole the show. The Hulk stole the show. He by far did the most out of all the other Avengers, which, rightfully so, should probably be the case, because Hulk is the Hulk. He's more potent than a superhero, honestly, because he's not really based on like a humanoid form. Well, he is a humanoid form, but he's huge. He's huge. He's a massive pile of meat. And so, what do? Oh, the Hulk thing. So the Hulk fought the Thanos, and then the Thanos beat the Hulk, and then the Hulk didn't appear for the rest of the movie, which didn't really make any sense. Because, I mean, why would you do that to the entire film? The film was still good. It was fine. But, I mean, you took so much of what you could have done for that character away from the movie. I understand you wanted to focus on other characters, like oh god, Wakanda. I have nothing against Wakanda. Wakanda is really cool. It's a really cool idea, implementing the entire idea of Black Panther and Wakanda into the Marvel Universe. But I don't know, man. I really don't think that they should not have done Hulk like that. Especially when you go from Infinity War to Endgame. Now, I mean, Endgame, like, it had a really good closure, made a lot of sense. It was fine. But what they did with the Hulk, I don't like what they did with the Hulk, because essentially they took a primitive version of the Hulk, showed a lot of evolution and transformation and growth as a character. They took him from the primitive Hulk to like a more of a Professor Hulk, like kind of a witty, intelligent creature that was still strong in his own right. So that was cool. They did away with the Hulk, like the primitive Hulk. They made this Professor Hulk, but he didn't really get to showcase his power. Sure, he did the snap at the end. He wore the gauntlet. He held up the Avengers base when Thanos bombed it with his airship. He held it up and saved everyone else, which was, aside from that, the only other thing that he did that I can actually remember was he threw that bench. He threw that bench across the lake when he found out that the Black Widow died. So I was like, well, this is a really poor representation of what the Hulk could have done, because what was it? I think, I can't remember. He threw the bench across the lake, but that was pretty much it. And then, between the Infinity War and the Endgame movie, Thor Ragnarok came out.
We think. We're not sure the exact date.
We think, which accurately depicted the Hulk and what he should have done. I know that, I mean, the entire idea of the Thor Ragnarok movie, like the Colosseum, things like that, that was, it was a pretty accurate portrayal of World Breaker Hulk. And if no one knows what I'm talking about, it's a series in the comics. It's called World Breaker Hulk, and pretty much the Hulk is banished from Earth because all the Avengers screwed him over, and they sent him to this planet in the middle of nowhere, and he becomes king of this planet through the Colosseum. And that's where part of Thor Ragnarok was actually based off of, at least the premise of the Colosseum. And I really think that the Hulk shined in that element because, I mean, let's face it, that's what the Hulk brings to the table.
Not really.
He's just
like a prisoner. He was kind of like a prisoner in the movie at the same time.
Well, okay. So that's the story laid out. I'm gonna tell you exactly why I don't like Endgame, from the sense of what they did to the character of the Hulk. So, first things first, let's talk about the Thanos snap. Now, first and foremost, the Hulk's regenerative abilities are second to none. If you want to compare him to, like, Logan or the Wolverine, he makes the Wolverine look like a chump. So basically, if no one knows this, and everyone should probably know this if they like comics at all. So in one of the issues, the Hulk was stranded on like this world. Pretty sure it was World War Hulk in that arc anyway. But he was like eaten by like these mutated, like gigantic cockroaches. He was eaten to nothing. The only thing that was remaining was just like a little bit of the flesh that he had in his skull, but he was like completely stripped down to his bones. But the guy regenerated. He regenerated everything in a comic time, 20 minutes, which doesn't even make sense, but he did it. So compare that to Wolverine, and it's not even comparable. It's not even close.
Let's not compare to Wolverine.
This is my video. And the Thanos snap is apparently supposed to make irreparable damage to the user, which is great, and it's all well and good. But the Hulk is not Thanos, okay? The Hulk has much more. He has regenerative capabilities. I don't think Thanos does. Thanos is just really strong. He's just like a monster, he's a beast, which is really cool. But he's not the Hulk. He does not have regenerative capabilities or properties, which doesn't make any sense, because he did the snap. Then at the end of the movie, where they were like mourning, I'm not gonna give it away. Well, I'm kind of giving it away. But anyway, yeah. So we talked about that. But the biggest thing that no one else is talking about is the fact that when the Avengers actually went back in time, they did their time travel thing to get the Soul Stones. Hulk went to New York City as Professor Hulk to get the Time Stone. I'm pretty sure it was the Time Stone from the what is her name? The ageless one, the old one, or something. I'm not sure if it's something one. But anyway, so they get talking, and then the Hulk realizes that he's not getting anywhere. So the Hulk does what the Hulk is supposed to do, and he uses his brute strength to try and get the stone from the old one. And the old one just like pops the soul out of the Hulk. And it's Bruce Banner's soul. It's Bruce Banner's soul. And the Hulk's body is lying on the ground. What that means is that the Hulk is a different personality than Bruce Banner. The Hulk, it has been explained in the comics that the Hulk, Bruce Banner has multiple personalities. That's why he can become the Hulk. That's why he can become Grey Hulk. That's why he can become World Breaker Hulk. That's why he can become Maestro. That's why he can become Professor Hulk. The Hulk has multiple personalities. So why, when the old one does the little thing to the Hulk and Bruce Banner's soul pops out, does not the Hulk's personality take control of the Hulk's body that's lying on the ground? Because I know I sound like a really big advocate and fanboy of the Hulk, and I kind of am, but at the same time, there's so much information for that character that it cannot be contained, and it cannot be fragmented and manipulated into a movie like The Avengers. So when the old one actually pushed the soul out of the Hulk and Bruce Banner popped out, what would have been so cool is if the Hulk actually reclaimed control of his body. Now, what exactly would have happened? What, the old one would have tried to pop out the Hulk's personality as well? No, I don't think that would have happened. And alternatively, could she even pop out more than one spirit at one time? Does she have that capability? Because we've never seen that happen. And what would happen if she did that to Hulk? What would pop out? What would pop out? Would it just be another Bruce Banner? Just really interesting stuff. They could have done so much within that moment, but they chose not to. They chose not to do it. They had so much potential, and they just threw it away. It doesn't make any sense to me why they did that. Because, they took a really elementary and really diluted and just lazy option when they closed out that film.
Well, I'm going to be the devil's advocate. And I'm going to say, you also have to look at why couldn't they implement more? Look at the time frame they were going ahead to work with, because the movie itself was 3 hours and 2 minutes. So in order for them to go ahead and put that scene within the movie, that scene would have to be at least 10 minutes long.
That could have been an easy half an hour.
So I feel as though they were currently working with the time machine. Because there was a lot of stuff that they could have gone ahead to implement more in, but I think it was just due to time, because their movie was already pushing 3 hours. I don't know if they...
okay, I understand the entire thing of time constraints or whatever, but that goes back to my original idea, where they cannot contain or they cannot harness all the potential that the Hulk actually has. Because there are so many different routes that you can take with that character, so many different ideas, especially when you implement outside elements, outside factors, some old person from the Doctor Strange movie. Oh, thank you. who can pop out souls out of someone's body? Like, how cool would it have been if she actually did that to the Hulk? How cool would it have been to actually see what the inside of the Hulk is like? Would it just be another Bruce Banner? Or would it be someone else? Someone else that has never been shown before in the comics, who is like on screen for the first time in this Marvel movie. You never know. You have no idea. Anyway, sorry about that, my camera died. But yeah, so the closing thing that I really want to get across is that they did what they did to the Hulk, which is all well and good. As far as the Hulk going to New York to reclaim the Time Stone, they had so much potential to actually work with that. They chose not to. I don't understand why they did, or why they would not, because that, I mean, that would have been such a cool idea. That would have been, there's so many different like alternatives that they could have played with and tinkered around with. I think that would have been really cool, but they chose not to do it. It is what it is. If you guys feel the same way after I actually talked about this, we're like, oh crap, I never really thought about that idea. I mean, you definitely give me those comments. Give me those comments, talk to me about it. Make sure that you leave a thumb up in the comments as well. Not a thumb up in the comments. Thumb up on the video. Thumb up on the video. Because,
or if you disagree, go ahead and comment below the video to share your viewpoint on it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. If you guys like this, make sure you leave a thumbs up on the video. It really helps grow the channel. And if you didn't like it, please don't dislike it, but you can leave a comment down in the comment section below, and you can talk to me, because that's what rational people do. They talk things out. They don't bash people over the head with things.
You're rambling now.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you leave a thumbs up again, and have a good night.